And now for the top 10 bloodiest conflicts of all time. Holy frick, 5 Chinese civil wars made the list. Who would have guessed? It's almost like they just have a bunch of people living over there. Obviously, WW2 does top this list, but that's not really surprising. China was involved in that too. It's actually kind of crazy just how often China was involved in all this stuff. 333 years of Spanish colonization, 48 years of American colonization. The Philippines, the most westernized country in all of Asia. And look at that, they look so happy because of it. They're like, thanks guys. Let's not forget Japan had him there for a second too. My grandpa telling me how they used to hunt down Chinese soldiers on night patrol by smelling the garlic they ate during the Korean War. 10-year-old me just trying to look at my Where's Waldo book. Well, I mean, can you really blame him? In a way, he was playing real-life war Where's Waldo. My grandpa that went to Nam probably knows a lot about that too. German soldiers, when asked how they got to Paris so fast, you know, meth. This pretty much explains every like crazy thing the no Germans did. This was their secret weapon. A CIA and KGB agent meeting each other in a third world country. Do you realize how many epic battles that took place that no one ever knows about? Like legitimately epic movie climaxes that took place in some random palace. They were just 1v1ing each other, but obviously no one could ever know about it. When you spend centuries fighting each other, but then Germany unifies and starts building boats. France and the UK be like, wait a second. Did we just become best friends? When your life is collapsing around you, but then you remember the glory of the Roman Empire. This is what I do as well. In order to get over the pain of my wife who divorced me and also took the kids, I just remember those big, beautiful Roman borders. Pretty much the only reason why I'm still around. Rasputin in real life, a self-proclaimed healer and holy man that conned the Russian emperor, Rasputin, in that one song. And yeah, no, this is exactly how I'll remember him forever now. This is definitely my preferred memory. Just look at that beard. The IRA with their new portable SAMs. Wait a second, you're not supposed to have those. British Army like. All the while, Gaddafi is just chilling like, yeah, you got this. I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently they were both buds fighting imperialism. How did this go over my head for so long? Me, I promise I won't get political. 0 loaves of bread later. Yeah, who needs drinks when you just don't have any bread? That's what really gets me to want to chop off people's heads. I've warned them about the Articles of Confederation, so I'm sure everything will be fine, says George Washington. Okay, I'll attend the Constitutional Convention, but that's it. Fine, I'll proceed over the convention. Then I'll finally go back to Mount Vernon. Great, now I'm president. Just kept getting worse and worse for George. There can even be another panel where you talk about how he has to literally step down because people do not want him to stop being president. How Germany pays for war crimes, carrying all this debt on their back. How Japan pays for war crimes. Ooh, nuzzles your neck. What's this bulge, senpai? Yeah, honestly, I think I'd rather just take the debt. Jesus, after finding out that someone is running around China claiming to be his brother and is about to cause one of the deadliest conflicts in history. Jesus isn't too pleased. This took place, of course, in another one of those bloody Chinese conflicts, the Taipei Rebellion. I guess he was a revolutionary, but also the self-proclaimed youngest brother of Jesus. Keep learning new things about China today. I'm so mad I missed this TED Talk. How reestablishing the Soviet Union can bring back disco. I want answers. How dare you tease me with just the photo itself? I want the full presentation. I love the McDonald's Soviet flag in the background. I can't even begin to assume what this guy's even gonna say. All right, now, I know what it looks like, but it also could be just an S. An S that is weirdly squared and also looks diagonal for some reason. Just, you know, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. USA creating NATO to counter Soviet expansion. Soviet Union applying to join NATO. I still think this is one of the greatest attempts in history, because imagine if it did happen, like this would open up a portal into the space-time continuum. Whenever a coalition forms against you, just join the coalition. Like, that's just gonna confuse everyone. Teaching history in middle school. Teaching history in high school. Teaching history at university. Now, this is where the fun begins. I feel like teaching history in middle school shouldn't even be allowed because it's just gonna be so watered down. Is that not right to think? Just because it's gotta be so family friendly? Is that not right to say? Always go for this, says All Might. Never ever go for this. Only villains do that. Again, whenever I start missing my kids after my wife took them, this is the map I imagine and it fixes everything. This, however, is what makes me want to just end it all. Medieval monarchs, after realizing they can send their daughters to a foreign land to marry a stranger and strengthen relations. Right, yes, marry a complete stranger. Those girls never had to marry some sort of cousin, right? Like, that definitely wasn't happening. Equal the 100-meter record in your second ever race at the age of 18. Win Olympic gold in 1928. Get involved in a plane crash in 31. Got to be beyond saving and taken to the morgue. Survive with severe injuries. Join the US 4x100 meter relay. Win a second gold medal and then retire. Crazy thing is, like, this all took place within like 10 years. She probably won that medal at the age of 28. The Spanish and the Portuguese looking up and saying, "What are you doing in the New World?" The French exploring exploring the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Mind your own business. France definitely knew that their destiny was just to create some sort of weird Canadian-French hybrid. There really is no other point to the French existing besides just creating Quebec. I think what makes this even funnier is that the Spanish and the Portuguese were like way down south from that, while the French was like really high up north. Like, what the hell are you doing up there? When your son is captured by the No-No Germans, but he isn't worth exchanging for a captured field marshal. Papa, no! Yeah, that kid's definitely gonna have some daddy issues. Whatever happened to that guy? Oh. I don't know what else I expected. Hey guys, don't forget to count exactly how much money you came with. Your descendants will want to tell everyone about it. That is literally always the second thing they tell you. Like, my great-grandmother came from Ellis Island with 23 cents and a whole-ass potato in the other pocket. The Irish don't say that, but everyone else does. I bet he's thinking about other women. If even the ancient Greeks knew the earth was round, where did the idea that people back then thought it was flat come from? Maybe this was some of the information lost in the burning of Alexandria? I don't even know, I'm just making a guess. The British wondering why every other country in the world hates them. Why am I here again? Oh, right. Oh yeah, that's right. Dude, I do this sometimes too. I'm like, man, there seems to be a lot of like, dislike, just looking at like opinion polls from other countries in Europe. I guess I'm kind of like this guy. British soldiers arriving in France in August 1914. Man, this is gonna be a blast. British soldiers when the armistice is declared in November 1918. This guy's obviously dead, and we thought it was gonna be over by Christmas. You defeat the French in the 7 Years' War. You impose taxes in the American colonies, and a revolution breaks out. Plus, the French were gonna hold a little bit of a grudge and help those American colonies out. The 7 Years' War was actually kind of Britain's downfall in a way. Just that domino effect, it keeps on going. Then we have Napoleon popping up. Ireland, in the midst of not having any food, the Choctaw Nation providing $170 of aid to Ireland in 1847, the equivalent of $5,000 today. It's not much, but it's honest work. Oh no, I don't want to think about this one. This is the Soviet dog that was sent into space. But wait, what's this? The first and only cat launched into space, made it home safely, and helped bring France into the space race, but then was oofed so scientists could perform. Oh no. Oh, I thought this was gonna end in a good way. We gotta stop with this animal stuff. It's messing me up. Doctor, congratulations, it's a girl. Chinese parents in the 1980s. Oh no. Oh my god. Let's just not. Italians fighting against the British for Mussolini. Italians somehow building an elaborately oh my god, I cannot say these words.
3 hours later.
Italians somehow building an elaborately decorated. Okay, if you've already done the joke, or if you do the repeating lines, you should not do it too much here again. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna hit it right here, so it doesn't matter. Italians somehow building an elaborately decorated Catholic chapel. One more time. Italians somehow building an elaborately decorated Catholic chapel inside a prison camp. And here goes the sound effect of applause. Haha. Very original, Frank. Yeah, we synced. Yeah, when it comes to like artistic stuff, the Italians are gonna bring it. But if it's not like ancient times, the Italians, they just trying to chill. When you first hear about is it Lakia? How do you pronounce the name of the space dog? When you actually do the research of the space dog. This is exactly why the Soviet Union fell. John Wick could just not stand what happened anymore. The US Marines who hadn't bathed in weeks, knowing exactly where the Japanese ambushes were. Japanese soldiers dousing themselves with American cologne to disguise their scent. That just sounds like a good time. Who doesn't want to be all smelly in the middle of a war? I feel like that's just natural. Nuclear disaster in Chernobyl as the foremost power plant in Sweden, detecting fallout and realizing something bad has happened. That's how you know there's a pretty massive problem, when something bad happened in Ukraine and then they found out all the way in Sweden. Like, oh god, this is not good. The Balkans and the Middle East after WW2. Fortunately, the bad days are over. Now it's time for even worse days. It sucked that like WW2 wasn't the absolute peak. It was only gonna get worse for some places. You discover a new island. Yay! The natives eat your captain. Oh, too soon. Captain Cook. RIP. China is communist. No, China is a republic. Imperial Japan. China is Japanese. Wait a second. No. This was an even crazier example because they really did put aside their differences to defeat the Japanese. And then literally right after they did that, they started fighting again. Like, it wasn't like this repaired them. Like, they really didn't like each other either still. Germans wave a pack of cigars saying, "Merry Christmas, Canadians." Canadian soldier, how should we respond? Grenades. That's the only way to respond. I mean, geez, what are you thinking? Isn't this obvious? Columbus discovered America. He's a national hero. He's no hero, and he didn't discover nothing. Look what I discovered. Who's this bringing back some natives? Nice discovery, but that's slavery. Time to hand back your Whoa. Never really knew much about when Christopher Columbus actually came back. A U.S. surgeon in 1957 releasing a report that shows a link between smoking and those companies be like 100% BS. Don't worry about that. It's all good. It's actually all the rage still, guys. Where is your elephants now? Oh, Rome getting a hold of Carthage. Yeah, that was kind of a crazy moment. It's like the one moment that I saw of this game. It got a little wild. The Italian submarine sinking the RMS Empress of Canada. Half the fatalities were Italian. Oh no, I didn't actually know where this one was going. Wow, I literally feel like this frog right now. Italiano being auto-corrected to totalitarian. Okay, I think someone's PC might be trying to bring back this fascist dictator. Is that what all the machines are trying to do now? Maybe we can get like a Yugoslavia out of it too, though. The US, we get our tanks unstuck using specialized recovery vehicles. The USSR, log time. Whatever gets the job done. That's what you gotta respect that. They were crafty, that's for sure. Costa Rica joining WW1 against Germany be like, okay, we have the fire here, and then what are you guys doing? Haha. Die fire. Thanks, Costa Rica. You're doing a great job. Titanic sinks the 14,000 men who built her. Yeah, this is a tragedy that not often people talk about. Everyone is always worried about people in the boat, but what about the people that made the boat, okay? You literally had to go to this dead-end job for what seemed like forever, only to have it get taken out by an iceberg. No, but for reals, it does seem like it would be depressing. The British, after seeing the Americans fight an undeclared war against the French. That's my boy. I think this was like the turning point where the Brits started to kind of like us. Maybe we really are father and son. The Gallic invasion of Italy in 390 BC. Caesar's invasion of the Gauls in 58 BC. And I'm pretty sure this was their exact reaction too. And big thanks, the July patrons. Abolish Wyoming, 2021. Drew's Argentinian grandpa. AryanAfterHours. I'm about a nut. Lol. Yo. Luxembourg. Mine Brothers 99X. Drew. Patrick C. Popcorn 2008. Stormtrooper 501. Zeffi. Manny. Kaylee K. EpiNick. Full Elijah Senpai. Alfonso M6. Aaron F. Dalton D.